Hello everyone, it's me again, Anissa, to do another video. That's why I'm videoing. Thank you for 171 views and I think 32 or 33 subscribers and about 16 likes because I've been checking every single day because I'm sad like that. So thank you guys for that. Thank you for the love that I get on my Instagram account. That's very nice of you, and I would never ever have expected that. So that's very sweet and all. Today's video, as I asked you guys for suggestions and stuff, and like whether I should or not, I am recording a video of me reading poetry. I haven't got the best voices in the world and I mispronounce words a lot, so I don't have any high expectations. The audio is probably terrible because it can probably pick up everything I can't hear because I'm hard of hearing. So yeah, these are the only two books I have. So Edgar Allan Poe, The Fall of the House of Usher and Other Writings. That book, I don't know if you can see, right, have that one. And that I have actually bought with money I didn't have. And then I'm borrowing this for like the third month, which is John Keats, The Complete Poems. So I was going to read some Byron and stuff like that. But I realised that it'd mean I have to flap about on my phone, and well, Jay's on the phone call with me right now. You can't hear her, I can't hear her because I'm not wearing earphones, but so this is a bit awkward. She's just listening to all of that, so I feel a bit nervous. Hi. Yeah, I'm redoing this introduction because my camera died midway through the other one, so I'll probably add that one anyway, so that you know that I'm not lying. And plus I actually quite liked that introduction before my camera died. So a requested poem for me to read from Edgar Allan Poe was The Raven. And yeah, hopefully I don't butcher it, or however you say it. I'm a bit nervous about this. Ooh. The Raven. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of some one gently rapping at my chamber door. It is some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore. For the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. For the rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here for evermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, it is some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This is it, and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, said I, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was snapping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore. That was going so well. And the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore. Then I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. It is the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, with many a flirt and flutter. In there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mine of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door. Perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat and nothing more. Then this ebony bird, pardon me, then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the continent. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore, though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven. Ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the night. Do you know what, yeah? Oh! Ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl. Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl. No, fowl. Ah! Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl, to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevant. Though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour, nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Mood. Then the bird said nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore. Till the digest, till the digest of his hope, that melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then, open the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy onto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking nevermore. Oh my god, it's not done yet. Oh, I forgot how long this poem is. Ha! This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated over, but whose violet lining with the lamplight gloating over, she shall press, nevermore. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee. Respite, and nepenthe, from thy memories of Lenore. Quaif, oh quaif, this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempter sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore. Is there balm in Gilead? Gilead. Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if, within the distant Aidenn, it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest, and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy break from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven... Sorry, my back cracked. I'm trying to film. And the raven, never flitting, Excuse me?
I'm actually losing my voice.
Okay. I'm trying to film. We'll talk later. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, on the pallid bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. Alright, one more from Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. It's not going to be as long though, because, Christ, my voice. I've been screaming a lot today. I'm going to read the small sonnet to Science by, as I said, Edgar Allan Poe. Sonnet to Science. Science, true daughter of old times thou art, who alterest all things with thy peering eyes. Why preyest thou thus upon the poet's heart? Vulture, whose wings are dull realities. How should he love thee, or how deem thee wise? Who wouldst, who wouldst, who wouldst not leave him in his wandering, to seek for treasure in the jewelled skies, albeit he soared with an undaunted wing? Hast thou not dragged Diana from her cup? Oh my god! He predicted Princess Diana's crash. Did you hear that scream? Okay, and driven the Hamadryad from the wood, to seek a shelter in some happier star. Hast thou not torn the Naiad from her flood, the elfin from the green grass, and from me, the summer dream beneath the tamarind tree? The end. Now, time for Mr. Keats. That will upset Byron. I don't want to read a long one. Are all of his long? Oh, this is cute. Well, the name is cute, at least. It's probably sad, knowing Keats. To a friend who sent me some roses, as late I rambled in the happy fields, what time the skylark shakes the As late I rambled in the happy fields, what time the skylark shakes the tremulous dew from his lush clover covert, when anew adventurous knights take up their dinted shields, I saw the sweetest flower wild nature yields. A fresh blown musk rose, 'twas the first that threw its sweets upon the summer, graceful it grew. I read that. As is the wand that Queen Titania wields, and, as I feasted on its fragrancy, I thought the garden rose it far excelled. But when, O Wells, thy roses came to me, my sense with their deliciousness was spelled. Soft voices had they, that with tender plea, whispered of peace and truth and friendliness unquelled. Oh, that was actually quite cute. Wait, did I not read that whole poem? Hold on. Oh no. Oh. I'm a bit confused. Hold on. Is that just the name of the page? I feel like... Have I missed... Oh! No, I did it fine. Okay. Panic over. Oh. Alright, let's read. How many bards gild the lapses of time? How many bards gild the lapses of time? A few of them have ever been the food of my... Every time I try to read, someone honks or screams. It's a bit rude, I think. A few of them have ever been the food of my delighted fancy I could brood over their beauties earthly or sublime, and often, when I sit me down to rhyme, these willing throngs before my mind intrude, but no confusion, no disturbance rude do they occasion. 'Tis a pleasing chime, so the unnumbered sounds that evening store, the songs of birds, the whispering of the leaves, the voice of waters, the great bell that heaves, with solemn sound and thousand others more, that distance of recognizance bereaves, making pleasing music and not wild uproar. Thank you. That was my terrible renditions of Edgar Allan Poe and John Keats. Hopefully you don't fall asleep out of boredom. Yeah. I tried my hardest. I'm not very good at reading. As in, like, I can read, but I'm not good at saying the words. I mispronounce a lot of words, so I'm sorry. Yeah, so yeah, that was my rendition of those poems. Hopefully you enjoy it. This video is going to be long. It's probably about, if I edit it, it'll probably still be about 18 minutes. But hopefully you guys watch it and hopefully you actually like it. Because I tried my hardest reading it and it'd be nice if you appreciated it. And if you hated it, go ahead, give me thumbs downs, I don't really care. I just want people to watch it. Over time, my content will become more exciting, even though many in my family and friendship group will disagree, because it's quite a boring topic to talk about. But I can see Melina raising her eyebrows. Oh, okay, you're raising your eyebrows. But yeah. One day I might actually do a cooking video. Actually, talking about cooking, I managed to burn myself making French toast, so that'd be interesting for you guys to watch me cooking. Yeah, I shall end this video now.